Hi Leo, this is Lost Twin Tarot. My name is Colette if you've never viewed me before. Leo, this is a general reading for the month of April, for your April reading. Um, Leo, this is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to do a three-card spread. One for the beginning, one for the middle, and one for the end of the month from the Lenormand um, Oracle deck. And then I'm going to do three cards for each row, and then I'm gonna do one clarifier for each row in there. And I'm sorry, I'm like looking around because I just like tripped over the cord when I went to go turn on my heater, and then everything kind of like flew all over the place, and I'm just like, what is, and, like the screen went everywhere, and I don't know, stuff's falling all over the place, and I don't even know. Anyway, so let's get into this. I think everything's back to normal now. Um, but anyway, yeah, so 12 cards total. This is good for sun, moon, and rising placements. Leo, when I was meditating on your cards, I did see a few different things. Um, I feel like that in the month of April, you could be, I feel like something that, like a place that was comfortable or is currently comfortable or maybe is starting to not feel as comfortable. This could be a workplace or like a place that you spend time with your friends or something, or your home is starting to feel maybe like a zoo. Um, or things are starting to feel a little bit like, a little bit out of control. Um, I feel like you could be maybe reporting that to like people you work with, or you're trying to get things under control or something. I feel like things could be just like a little bit out of balance. Um, is kind of like what I'm feeling there. Um, I also feel like maybe you could be traveling in the month of April, whether this is on a short trip or like a vacation or something like that. I feel like some of you also could have been going through a recent breakup. I feel like this has already happened, or you've already know what's happening. Um, or I feel like something is on the verge of ending. Um, like maybe your position at work is like maybe changing. Like I feel like you could be changing positions at work, like going to a different department or something. Um, I feel like you're trying to figure out if you should move on from something. Like if this is at work and you should like change jobs or something, or I feel like it's um something like that. Whether this is like a project or like maybe a group of friends or something that you just like kind of like don't really jive with anymore or something. Um, I feel like also you like you're trying to get somebody to wake up to something. I feel like that's also kind of like the what I kept getting. Some of you, I feel like you could also be taking up like a new style or like a new trend or a new hobby, like something that you could be doing like inside your home. I feel like you could be doing like some sort of new decorating style or like some sort of new activity or something. Something that's kind of out of your element that I feel like you could be doing that you um get into. So let's see what we have for you. So the beginning of the month we have tree. Number 5, health, growth, spiritual, vitality, karma. And from the past, number 9 for the middle of the month, 9, bouquet, pleasantness, gift, charming, joy, happiness, and flattery. And at the end of the month we have number 14, fox, selfishness, trickery, wrongness, clever, suspicion, and caution. So in the beginning of the month we have the magician. We have the Eight of Swords. We have the King of Cups. The second part of the month, we have the World. We have the Five of Pentacles. We have the Chariot. At the end of the month, we have the Tower, the Four of Pentacles, and the Eight of Pentacles. On the bottom of the deck, you have the Lovers. see. So let's see. For the clarifiers, you have the Two of Pentacles, the Five of Pentacles, the Hierophant, you have the Tower, the Five of Cups, the Nine of Wands. At the end of the month, you have the Knight of Cups, the Strength card, and the Nine of Cups. And you have the Temperance card on the bottom. So Lovers and Temperance. Okay, so let's get into this, Leo. So, number five, these numbers could be significant to you for some of you. Number five, nine, or 14. So, in the beginning of the month, you have tree, health, growth, spiritual, vitality, karma, and from the past. So, growth, karma, spiritual, those are all good things. We do have that Mercury retrograde in the beginning of April. Sometimes that does bring people back from the past. Sometimes it brings things that haven't closed out, from the past. Things can come back around that haven't been closed out. Things that people like to do come back, and there's always a reason for that. Like you have unfinished business with people like that. So the first card you have the Magician, and you have the Two of Pentacles. And I feel like this could be something that you're kind of back and forth about. The Two of Pentacles is about balance. It can be, things that are kind of out of whack. And I feel like, the Magician, you are trying to, you're trying to get a hold of something that you're trying to manifest. You're trying to get that growth, you're trying to get that spiritual, that spirituality. You're trying to bring something, from, as below, as above, so below. This is about spirituality, vitality. I feel like that's what you're trying to do. And I feel like it's almost like a little bit out of balance. And I feel like, there could be something a little bit blocking it. And you say, well, how is something blocking it? And I feel like it could be just maybe not the right time for something to come in. The universe has a strange way of doing things for us. And I feel like it could be just because of how it's not the right timing yet. Maybe it's because you still have, some health growth. It could be just a little bit more growth that needs to take place, that is happening right now. I feel like, things are just a little bit off balance is really what is happening. And this could be almost like what you're trying to manifest wherever you're at right now, whether if you are at a certain place, whether if you're a certain person, whether you're in a certain location. Sometimes what you're manifesting, it's just not, there's a reason what it's just not the right time. It's not the right place. And it's just that's why it is, how it's happening. And I feel like whatever it is, it's just that's why it is. It's just like you just need to it's almost like you just need to just give it a little bit more time and just keep doing the same thing, but almost just practice a little bit more, like get in touch a little bit more spirituality. Um, and it's so hard to say that because it's almost like, well, I am doing that. I am practicing my spirituality. And it's almost like, well, it's almost like you have to say, well, then if you're practicing your spirituality, then there's nothing you can really do than to just keep doing what you're doing because the universe is practicing in your divine time. The only thing you can keep doing is just to be kind and be productive and to just pretty much let the universe, gravitate to you in that proper time and to always be a good person. Um, and then it'll show you when it's the right time, and to just let that rule of attraction. Don't bring in any of that negative energy. Here's the like this right here. The Eight of Swords and the Five of Pentacles. This could be one of the things that could be out of balance for you. The Eight of Swords and the Five of Pentacles, what is that saying? The Eight of Swords is all about that, self-imposed restriction. That's all about that, well, I can't do this because of that, or, I shouldn't do this because of this. And the Five of Pentacles is all about, being left out in the cold, or, kind of drawing, the Five of Pentacles is about, can be about not drawing attention to your weaknesses, and, which maybe the Eight of Swords is, I mean, maybe are you drawing some attention to your weaknesses? I mean, but so maybe you don't want to do that. Maybe you're a little bit stuck in your head about it. Um, Maybe this is maybe a little bit at a weak point. Um, Maybe just, but you're not showing it, but in your head, you may be feeling a little bit out of balance. Like I was saying when I was meditating on your cards, maybe you're in an environment that is normally very comfortable to you, and right now it's not, and it's feeling a little bit it's not feeling it's feeling out of balance, and that's what could be throwing you off. You're feeling like an outsider with that Five of Pentacles. So that could be what's really kind of stopping your growth, and what could be affecting everything for you. The next thing you have is the Hierophant, and you have the King of Cups. The King of Cups, you could be receiving some help. You could be going to a King of Cups type person, maybe for some advice or to try to get a handle on things. The King of Cups is it can be a Cancer or a Scorpio, depending how people read it. It could be anybody who has a water sign in their chart. Maybe you do. And the Hierophant, this represents, usually it can represent like a schooling or a hierarchy. This definitely can represent, maybe you're getting some help from somebody at like your church, or maybe somebody like a mentor at your, maybe somebody like a mentor at like a um maybe like if this has to do with like education or anything like that. I feel like this could be something like somebody in some type of like a mentor type environment. Um, I'm definitely getting like this is like a spiritual type thing. I feel like you're out of balance maybe at the beginning of the month, and you're going to try to find somebody. This could be like a higher up respected person. Um, maybe even like in your home environment, like a maybe like a maybe maybe like a father figure, but I'm feeling like this could be maybe like a possibly like a therapist or something, maybe. Um, but something like on the spiritual side, I feel like especially with that spiritual card, um, I feel like it's something like that. I feel like you could be trying to um go somewhere. I feel like you're just a little bit off balance in the beginning of the month. You're trying to make things work, and you're just usually things work out really things are usually working out really well for you, Leo, and I feel like you're just kind of a little bit rattled in the beginning of the month, and um I think you're just going to maybe get a little bit of spiritual guidance, and I think that's what you're doing. Um and that's what I'm seeing for the beginning of the month for you. It's nothing serious, I don't think. But it shows with that number five, it shows a lot of growth by doing that. Maybe, Leo, you're very independent normally. You're always independent. But I feel like normally you would just kind of brush this off. But maybe now it does show a lot of growth by you going and maybe asking somebody else for some spiritual advice. It shows a lot of growth for you maybe going and asking a mentor or somebody else for some advice. This doesn't even have to be a traditional like spiritual thing. Maybe you're going to somebody who maybe you're going to a church for the first time and this is really out of your element, because you feel like this. And, that's okay. I mean, you know, if you feel like I never go to church or whatever, and that shows a lot of growth that you're kind of breaking out of your, you know, traditional type of thing. It shows a lot of growth that you're willing to go do this to help yourself. You know, Oops, sorry. For the second part of the month, you do have number nine, bouquet, pleasantness, gift, charming, joy, happiness, flattery. So the second part of the month looks very good. It looks like it's going to be, you know, like something is actually going a lot better. You do have some of the cards that look a little bit, a little bit, they look a little bit scary, but with that card, it almost looks like the scariness is going away, right? You have the world and you have the tower. So the world is all about achievement and it's about travel. It can mean that a cycle is ending for you. So with the tower and that, I feel like maybe before this all happened, I feel like the tower happened beforehand and kind of was what rattled everything around. I feel like this probably happened maybe in March or maybe before that. It kind of rattled everything around, and that's why maybe your energy was out of balance, which started in kind of was trickling into the beginning of April for you. And now you're realizing that you are going through this cycle, ending this cycle, going through this portal. And, it's showing a lot of achievement and you're experiencing a lot of joy, a lot of happiness. Um, and you're getting the gift of that. You're getting the gift of being able to, um, you know, get this balance back in for you. You're getting this gift of, gaining your happiness back. You're getting this gift of balance back. And when you're out of balance and then you start to get your balance back, it really is a true gift. And then you really realize how much happier you are. You really realize how unhappiness really feels, and then you it feels like such a big difference. You have the 5 of Cups and the 5 of Pentacles again, right underneath of each other. And I feel like, what that's saying is that, you're going to be kind of coming out of that, especially with that bouquet card, and underneath that, that's that it's right underneath the 8 of Swords. And with that, I feel like you're starting to understand that this is only a mindset that you will get yourself in. The 5 of Cups is also you realizing that you are going to start to look at the things in a different way. He's on that ocean, on that beach. Maybe you are going to be traveling maybe to maybe a beach in the month of April, especially with that world card in the same row. um, I feel like he's sitting there and he has all those 5 cups, and normally he has the three on the one and then the two on the other side. And I feel like you're almost going to be thinking, okay, well, yeah, these situations haven't been great, and yeah, things are a little bit rattled around, but I have this whole beach in front of me, and I have this whole wide open sea. Um, maybe I've been left out in the cold, but but I have a lot to look forward to. And, there's a great big whole wide world out there, so to speak, especially with that world card. And, all that, pictures of those sea out there is kind of what I'm getting for you. And it's kind of like a gift of you're realizing that, your life is a gift and everything else, and you have a lot of gifts to offer. Um, Next you have the Chariot and the 9 of Wands. And I feel like you're realizing that, you know, you're going to keep persevering through all of this and you're going to move on through all this. And you're realizing that you don't really know what's going to happen, but you're following your intuition. And as long as you keep persevering, you are going to succeed through all this. And I feel like you're really starting to realize that you're going to come out on top of everything. Whether this was a breakup or whether this was if something happened to you at work or something happened to you in your family, I feel like that you realize how strong you are. You realize that you are really powerful and you're really capable of going through all these situations that you've been going through, and you're really been able to face these hardships, whatever you've been going through, and it's giving you um almost a sense of you almost have been giving a sense of gratitude. You're getting a sense of gratitude for these experiences. Like you're grateful that you've been going through these experiences because of what you're getting out of it. And I feel like that's kind of going to help your manifestations. Because you're going to start to become grateful for for what you've been experiencing. Where maybe your manifestations have been blocked in the beginning, they're going to start to change because you're going to start to become grateful for them. At the end of the month, you have number 14, Fox. Selfishness, trickery, wrongness, clever, suspicion, and caution. And I think that's probably the energy that you were originally dealing with, Leo. I think that's what was the beginning of it all. I think that's what the original tower was from. Right after that, you have the tower and the Knight of Cups. Um, and I think that's what this is saying is that, um, you know, this is the lesson that I believe that you are learning from. I think that this is showing you that these towers with the Knight of Cups you're going to avoid next time. I think this is what you're going to learn to avoid with that Knight of Cups. The next time a Knight of Cups type situation or a Knight of Cups type person comes into your life, you're going to be aware of it and you're not going to fall for it, especially with that trickery, selfishness, suspicion. You're going to be much more sharper next time and you're not going to fall for it, so you don't build a tower that's going to fall down. I feel like that's definitely what you are going to be able to spot next time, so this tower can be avoided. You're learning a lesson, you've learned a lesson, and now you can see it for what it is, before it happens in your future. Next, you have the Strength card and the Four of Pentacles. And I feel like that's definitely what that's saying. That boy is holding on to that tiger really, really tight. And that man, he's holding on to those pentacles really, really tight. And I feel like what this is saying is that you are grateful for all the strength, that you have endured through this process. It's been a little bit of a hard process, but you're grateful for all that strength. And now you're getting to hold on to it. And now it's yours for the taking, and now you can hold on to it for the rest of your life. The other thing is with the Four of Pentacles, you know, you were grateful for the experience, but now it's almost like you're just going to withhold on to it and you're not going to let anybody else take what belongs to you, whether this is your wealth, your health, mental health, anything. You're going to be withholding out more next time. You know what I mean? You're going to be more stronger in the situation. um take it as how it resonates. I do feel like this is a love situation or a work situation for you. It could be family, but I definitely think it's something like that. It's definitely a situation where um you could have been double crossed or something like that, for sure. And lastly, you have the Eight of Pentacles and the Nine of Cups, which is a great way to end the reading. Nine of Cups, Eight of Pentacles. This is all about you feeling, fulfilled. This is you about feeling, happy again. This is you, having a wish fulfillment, but also you just feeling good about yourself, and now you being able to focus on your work. You feeling you can work on yourself. You can work on, just your mastering your craft. And I feel like that's when you start to see those manifestations come in, your wish fulfillment. So, when you think about it, you start at the beginning with the imbalance of that Magician and that Two of Pentacles, and you start with that, health, that growth, spiritual, that, karma, all that stuff. And that's how you start the reading. And then you end with that Nine of Cups, that Eight of Pentacles. So it's almost like that's how you started the month. You started with kind of like an imbalance, and then you kind of roll through the month, almost kind of like a learning experience, and kind of like a little bit of spiritual awakening. Maybe not a huge awakening, but I feel like you are learning a little bit of a lesson in kind of going through something in the month of April. And you do learn some strength and some balance in the month of April, Leo. So it definitely looks like a nice month for you. I'm gonna leave it there. If you did like this reading, please like, share, and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. Until then, enjoy your month, and I hope to see you at the next read. Thanks. Bye.